Hello everybody and welcome back to Bowhunt or Die. Todd once again is not here today. Not because he's out crying about the YouTube comments. That was a joke, if you guys couldn't tell. I'm fairly sarcastic from time to time, so Todd usually doesn't even read the comments, to be honest with you. In fact, I don't even know that Todd can read. See, Todd doesn't watch these either, so he doesn't know what I'm saying. But Todd is out hunting today. He has seen some good bucks. I think last night he saw a couple good ones, so he's honing in. He is moving in for the kill. Todd Graff is on a mission. He is not going to go buckless this season. As for me, oh boy, I don't even know where to begin, guys. It's been a heck of a year for me. We're actually going to get an update right now on some of my more memorable hunts from the fall, so I suppose I'll stop talking, and we're going to jump into that first hunt right now.
All right, it's the morning of November 6th. Switched it up today. I sat all day yesterday on the east side of the farm. Saw a lot of young bucks, a couple does. Obviously nothing I'm looking for, so I decided to move. I'm on the west side today. Kind of up on the, not quite the top, but 3/4 of the way up the top of this ridge. Sitting kind of in the middle of a big thicket that was hinge cut and girdled a couple years ago, and all the trees that were girdled have died and fallen over. And it's just created the ultimate thick bedding area. Kind of hoping I'm going to see a buck maybe push a doe into here, or maybe just cruise through here looking for him. It's still pretty windy today, but luckily it's not too bad where I'm at, so I'm going to hang tight here for a little bit and probably hit the antlers in a couple minutes. Hopefully one of the big ones shows up today. I'm tired of looking at little deer. That was a close call. I'm not sure I wanted to shoot that deer. Actually, I don't want to shoot that deer. But if he walks in front of me, I'm not gonna not shoot him, if that makes sense. He's not a deer that I'm coming out here saying, I hope he walks in front of me. But hey, at this point in my season, if he walks in front of me, he's getting shot. I'd love for my kid or my brother-in-law to shoot that deer, to be honest with you. I think he's a nice 3-year-old.
Well, that one was kind of a bummer, I guess, for a couple different reasons. You know, I wasn't really upset that I didn't get a shot at that deer. Like I said, I didn't really want to shoot him, but I was going to have a hard time not shooting him if he came right in front of me. Beautiful 3-year-old. You know, my brother-in-law shot him first gun season. Unfortunately, was unable to recover him. You know, the neighbor was cool enough when he found him to give me a call and say, hey, we found that deer that you sent me the trail camera pictures of. Kind of a bummer. Like I said, I feel bad for my brother-in-law who lost the animal. I also feel bad that that deer didn't live to next year because I think he would have been a dandy, but you know, it is what it is. So now we're going to fast forward to, I believe it's the day after Thanksgiving. You know, I went pretty much the heart of November. I would say somewhere around the 9th or 10th through like the 25th of November. I think I sat 9 times, 10 times during that sit, and I only saw 2 deer. So I have a ton of footage of me climbing up trees and down trees and talking to the camera, but I saw 2 deer in that entire stretch. So we're gonna fast forward to the day after Thanksgiving, Black Friday. It is an evening hunt. and we'll say it was not one of my finer moments in a tree, so let's take a look.
All right, good evening. It is November 26th, and I should be doing something else, but here I am back in a tree once again. I'm hunting the highway stand. I'm only a couple hundred yards off a big 4-lane divided highway, so it's gonna be pretty loud. It's kind of nice because you get a little bit of cover noise anyways. But the last 2 times I hunted this, the corn was still standing. They just cut it this week. I think they cut it, within the last 4 or 5 days, so it's a fresh cut. We know the does have been hitting it, so I'm kind of just hoping that a buck comes cruising through here looking for any does that might be in that corn. And then if he wants to go feed himself, I'm hoping that he kind of just hangs up in this woods before he heads out to feed. I don't think those bucks really like to go out there in daylight, so that's the thought process. I have no idea if it's gonna work or if I'll even see a deer. I've seen 2 deer in my last, it's either 9 or 10 sits now. It's been brutal, but luckily a lot of the leaves have dropped off the buckthorn. Some of the honeysuckle seems like it's holding on, but most of the buckthorn has dropped, so I can actually see a decent amount, much better than I could before. Well, that was the buck that I'm looking for. Same deer I had him at 35 last weekend. I had him down here at 30, but it was too thick to shoot. So I was jockeying the camera around, trying to figure out what I was gonna do, grab my grunt call, and like an idiot, I was holding my bow. I had my camera in my left hand. I was holding onto my release in my right hand, clicked onto the bow, and I had it balanced. And then it fell, and literally fell, hit my tree stand, fell to the ground, while he was like 40 yards away. Luckily, he didn't spook. He didn't really know what happened. Probably thought it was a branch falling. And the comedy of errors that is Justin's ours. 2021 season. That takes the cake so far.
Well, take note. That is not what you want to do when you have a 6-year-old shooter buck 30 yards away from you. You know, I shoot a handheld release, as you guys know, and it's a long, complicated story, but suffice it to say, the tree that I was in, the shots are set up for a hard left shot, which if you guys sell film, I know we've talked about this a lot, that's the worst shot because you got to wrap that camera arm all the way around you. And I was having flashbacks to my Iowa hunt from a couple years ago where that deer came in hard left. I moved the camera, and when I drew back, I bumped the camera arm. So what I had done is I spun the camera arm between me and the tree, which means now it's on my left side, and I'm trying to control the camera with my left hand, which is normally holding my bow. So in this particular case, I had my bow, had my release clipped on. I let go of the riser to monkey with the camera, just holding by the release. The bow slipped off of my leg where I had it balanced and dink, hit my stand, went to the bottom of the tree. Fortunately, that deer didn't really know what happened, but there I was in a tree with no bow and a shooter buck 30 yards away. So like I said, not one of my finer moments by any means. After that hunt, I've really been pretty focused on trying to get my son Joey on a buck, hopefully before the end of the year. There's not a lot of deer that I'm super excited in hunting and shooting here late season. There's a couple of nice deer out there, targets of opportunity, where if they walk by me, I'd love to shoot them, but nothing that I'm like super excited to go chase. So Joey and I have been spending a lot of time in a blind together. Unfortunately, all we're seeing is does and fawns, and any bucks we see are a little bit too far away for us to shoot. But season is not over yet. We still got about a month left to go. So that's been it for me, guys. I tell you what, this may be the first year in, I couldn't even tell you how long. I may not even shoot a deer with my bow and arrow. I don't know. We'll see. Got about a month left, so I guess we will see how it all works out in the end. So that's my update on my season. I know a bunch of people have been asking, when are we going to see what you've been up to, which has been a whole lot of not seeing deer. So to any of you out there who have not filled a tag yet, I feel your pain. Keep with it. And there's still some time left, at least here in Illinois. Hopefully you guys can be successful. Hopefully I can be successful. And hopefully next up, we've got an update from Mr. Graff here pretty soon with a big buck on the ground. So thanks guys for tuning in. We'll see you next time. Bowhunter died.
Let's hope the deer cooperate and do their part today, and that I can fulfill my role. I'm not sure what that even is, or what that means. That's a weird saying. I'm gonna fulfill my role. What the hell does that mean? We come up with the weirdest stuff when we're on camera. Like, I don't even know where it comes from. Just kind of like, bleh, comes out.